to my channel. This is your girl Phoebe Noubissi, and here we talk about all subjects of life. Yes, this channel is mainly dedicated to people who have been suffering, going through hard times, going through rejections, lonely peoples, those who are facing some real difficulty. So if you're not one of those, I'm sorry, this channel is not meant for you. But what you can do us a favor by sharing this video to people around you. You might save one person, so yes, we never know. Thank you again for joining this channel, and today we will talk about the transition period. The transition period is a period when you move from one stage to another stage, from one period of life to another period of life. You can move from one system to another system. You can move from one school to another school, from one town to another town, from one country to another country. Yeah, it's really depend. But you may find yourself, identify yourself in one of those that I'm just listing right now. The transition period. The transition period is not that easy. Yeah. You see the life of Job in the Bible. Job was a man that believed in God, that do righteousness, that do good to people. He had some wealth, but he had a time in his life that was a transition, and it was so hard. He was losing everything, one after another. He lost everything, even his wealth, his family, everything. And to get to the sum of the top, he got sick. Yes, it was really tough. That was the transition period for Job. But all those that happened to him, it was just to a test. Yes, a way for God to test him. Yes, and you will see that at the end of the life of Job, God blessed him with the double portion that he has before. Yes, so the transition period is hard. It's a tough time. Sometimes we think that we are not really prepared for that, we are not set for that, we cannot make it. It's kind of hard. We ask ourselves how we can make it. Yes, it's kind of hard, but at the end, like always, we are happy because God gave us the victory. I don't know what you are going through. Maybe you went to a transition, that maybe you got married. Before you were alone, single, now you are married. In your married life, you kind of learning how to stay with another person. Maybe you moved to another country. Maybe you learn another language, another system, and it's hard. You have to restart at the lowest level, like a baby in the elementary school, and to learn every word, each word one by one, learning sentences like a re-education. It's kind of hard. You have to learn maybe in 3 months what people have learned all their life, all their entire life. The transition period, and you ask yourself, should I make it, Lord? What is happening? The transition period is kind of hard. Lord, you could have given me something easiest. There are people facing some challenges, but it's not that hard as mine. Yes, you may ask yourself that, as the same as Job asked himself, the same as Joseph when he was sold as a slave in Egypt by his brothers. You might ask yourself the same question. Oh God, what is it? It's just a transition, and it seems long. Yeah, I will be honest with you, I've been several times in the transition period. It seems so very long, but one thing one thing, say with me, one thing that you will remind yourself in the transition period is that one day is like 1,000 days for to God, and 1,000 days is like one day to God. So don't worry about it, and just surrender yourself to God. Believe Him. Be patient enough to wait for Him, to believe that everything will be okay. And yes, one day it will only be some memories into your mind, and you will smile and say, oh, I'm coming from far. I'm coming from far. The victory, the champion that you are seeing today is not just a matter of one day. It didn't take me one day. It took me some years. 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 10 years. Some people even 25 years and so on. It took me a lot of time to reach this level. You can see me smile today. You can see me be happy today, and things seems like easy for me. You might think so, but if I tell you my story, if I tell you what I have been through, you will not even believe me, because you will say that this person is lying. This person is just want to discourage me, that I have to suffer the same way he did. No, yeah, the transition period is hard, and sometimes to move to a low level to another level, oh, mark my words, you will go through some tough times. I will tell you one thing. I remember there has been a year, at the start of the year, we make some goal, we set up some goals, and we set up some goals that we want to achieve the year. And for me that year, I prayed to God, and I said, God, give me some challenges. God, give me some challenges that will lead me into my destiny. Oh, if the pastor that was there is watching me today, he will remind himself. For that day, he said, wow, this is a good prayer topic. But what is coming with that prayer topic? Oh, I don't even mind telling you. I don't even want to tell you, because it was scary. Challenges over challenges, losing one thing to another. It was really hard. Yes, but like I asked God that year, He really placed me in some situation that were really challenging, but that were leading me to the path of my destiny. Yes, that was the transition period. The transition period is tough, yes, but we need the grace. That's the amazing thing. With the grace of God, all things are possible. Amazing grace. The grace is something that you do not deserve, but God grants you the grace. With the grace of God, God can enlarge your heart. God can give you the capacity to face those challenges, to get smoothly in that transition period. Yes, He can give you the capacity to go through it. Yeah, it's not by your power, it's not your effort, but the grace of God is covering you. And then you wake up this day, you say, God, I don't know how I will survive today, I don't know how I will make it, but I know that your grace is with me. God, lead me today, lead me tomorrow. And then you find yourself tomorrow, the next day, that okay, you faced that, and then you went to another level. Okay, thank God. And so on and so on. The grace of God is everything. The grace of God in the transition period is everything. So you need to seek the grace of God to lead you, to grant you some special blessing in those tough periods. And also in the transition period, we learn about patience. Patience. You know, the patience to wait, it's not those kind of what we want to hear. We like that we try this, we overcome, we succeed, we go from victory to victory. Like there's one song of Sinach that say, from glory to glory, God is taking us. He's taking me higher. He's taking me higher. He's taking me higher. From glory to glory. Yes, God is taking you and me higher. But to go to the highest level, to the higher level, you need to go to the transition period. And you need to be patient. Yes, you need to be patient, because it will not be like a matter of the next day, of the 2 days after. No, it will take some time. It's a process. You cannot violate the process. I remember when I was from the elementary school to the to the high school, I skipped, I think, if I'm not wrong, maybe 2 to 3 classes. It was kind of easy for me, I would say that way. I mean, the grace of God was with me, and I was skipping some classes and so on. But I had my first failure when I got my bachelor. No, not my bachelor. I had my O level, my high school certificate, and I made an exam to enter into a school, a university of the place in Cameroon, and I failed. That was my first failure ever. And I asked myself, oh God, I cannot believe it. I failed. I failed. I failed. I failed. I couldn't even believe, because it was not part of my dictionary of my words. No, failure was not part of my word. It was like a dream. I was just like this and say, huh? Is it really a failure or a failure or a failure? But it was a failure. And 1 year after, I went to the university, to the normal classes. I took some physics class, and it's been 2 years after that I made again for a second time the exam, and I passed that time. And God was teaching me, starting to teach me patience. It's not that I cannot make it, but He's teaching me some fruits of the Spirit, some value, patience, self-control, count of God. It's not by my efforts. It's not because I have talents. No, it's not because I have potential that I can like overcome those circumstances of the transition period. No, it's because of the grace of God. And I need to lean on God and not on my own understanding. And I have to be patient on God, waiting on His time, not my time, counting on Him, and so that the glory belongs to God. Yes, I started learning about patience. It was hard. Patience. I pray that in this transition period you learn to be patient. You learn to be patient. God grants you the grace to be more patient, to persevere, to don't get discouraged. Yes. And I'll give you another example. I'm full of testimonies. Yes, that's my testimonies. I was learning, English language when on one part of my transitions period. I thought that English was that easy, but you listen to someone, you will not even get what the person is saying. You don't even understand a bit of one word. And you say, God, I'm taking the dictionary, I'm listening to this, to that, to movies, I'm watching television, I'm watching some reality TV shows and so on. I'm watching this, I'm listening, I'm putting the subtitle, and so on and so on, and even practice. But after maybe 1 week later, it's kind of strange when someone would even pronounce that same word. You will be lost, you will not even remember that it was so tough. And God told me that you need to be patient. You need to be patient. What someone learned his entire life is a life process. You cannot skip the process of violate the steps and just get it in 1 day or 2 days. It can be a miracle, yes, but for other people, you have to work, you have to be patient, because it's a normal process, it's a natural process. You have to deal with it. You cannot skip, you cannot skip away from it. That's how it works. That's how it's natural. I don't know what challenges you have been through. I don't know what transition you are right now. Maybe some people sometimes complain that they were helping people, but when it's their time, no one is there for them. Maybe that's your transition period, to be more responsible, to be more accountable, to be more mature, not to always behave like a baby all the time, to take care of you yourself. I don't know what you are going through, but one thing I do know is that you need to ask God for his grace. His grace is everything. You need to be patient, and the grace of God is everything in those times. Yes, and everything has its period. It's just, the transition is just one period of time, and after, you will overcome it. Just be patient. Believe that God is still with you. Ask for his grace. Ask for him for the capacity to overcome those periods. Pray, sing song of praises, and give your testimony. I found that the best way to overcome sometimes a situation, to answer the devil, is to praise God, to say what God says about you, not to focus. Sometimes close your eyes to the message that the devil wants to tell you, and even when you see it, you close your eyes to it, and you open your eyes to the promises that God promised to you. Yes, the devil has the plans to kill you, to destroy you, but God has a plan to give you the life. Yes, he is the way, the truth, and the life. I hope this message blesses you as it blesses me today. Be blessed, and share to someone who is going through some tough period, so that he will be encouraged. Stay blessed.